Hello everyone, welcome back to KXAN Live. I'm your anchor Esmeralda Zamora, and today we have the Space with Eric Henriksen. Eric, thanks so much for joining me. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. We had a great topic to talk about. I think it's really exciting and just something a little different.
Yeah, when you sent me over the topic, I was a little jealous. I want this to be me.
Right, yeah, same. And it's not as complicated as you'd think. But it is long term. It takes longer to get this title than you would expect. So it's an interesting thing we're chatting about today. We're chatting about a UT professor got an asteroid named after him. His name is Maruthi Akella, and his asteroid is located in the asteroid belt in our solar system. So it's outside between Mars and Jupiter, and it's one of the many asteroids out there. There's quite a few of them, and I got to chat with him about the honor he felt getting this recognition, how rare it is to get this recognition. It was really fascinating. Here, we'll show his reaction to just finding out about it.
It's not my asteroid. I don't own it. It is just part of our entire solar system. It is wild. Obviously it's now been a few weeks, and I guess it's still kind of in the process of sinking in.
So here's where we can look at it. I'm going to show it to you. This white line, it's very small, right in the center of your screen. We're going to get a closer view. There you go. Closer view of it. This white line on the outside now, that is where his asteroid's located. So Mars is the red one, Earth's the blue, Venus, Mercury, Sun's in the middle, Jupiter is this yellow line out here. So this white line, so it orbits the Sun, just like everything else in our solar system, that asteroid belt that's in this orbital period. They get pulled in by gravity, and they kind of speed past, and they rotate around the whole solar system. It takes a few years, I think it's 3 years, 9 months is what he told me, for this asteroid to make it around one of these orbits, compared to, so it's 3 times as long as our orbit. It's a small rock. It was discovered in the 1990s by 2 Japanese astronomers. They did not name it. And what happens is when you discover an object in space, so I learned a lot about how things are named during this interview process. When you discover an object in space, you get the first right to nominate somebody to have an object named after you.
Wow. You
don't necessarily get it named directly after you get to nominate someone. These these astronomers decided, we'll do it later. So that was 1990, it's 2024 now, and now Maruthi Akella has an asteroid named after him, the Maruthi Akella. What's fascinating about this, which I didn't know, so I'm going to reveal things that I didn't know. This is fun, we get to discover together. Things do not get named, asteroids do not get named after people that have the possibility of hitting the planet.
What?
Yeah, this is wild to me.
I mean, I'd hope not.
So any asteroid that has, I think he told me it was like 100,000 kilometers at least, but it's things that have to be distant enough in our asteroid belt far out there. They are what we name after people, and to do that, it's a nomination process. So someone has to nominate you. He was nominated by a fellow in his field. He's an engineer, and a fellow who also, I believe that man also had an asteroid named after him, if I recall correctly. He nominated him, and it goes through this process, and they tell people why this individual is nominated, and then this international group that names bodies in space picks the names and who gets named after. So he got this asteroid named after him. But yeah, nothing that's going to hit us. You're not going to be hit by the asteroid Eric Henriksen. It's not going to happen. I'd love a nomination. If anyone wants to throw that out there for me, that'd be a great birthday present. At the very least, hopefully win. That'd be cool too. But yeah, isn't it interesting? I didn't realize that you're not going to have an asteroid hit us that's going to be named after someone. It's going to be named like CX9178, some random number, some sort of thing. And we talked a lot about how many things are actually named in our solar system, and here's what he had to say about that.
Today there are about 1.4 million identified objects that are part of the catalog of all minor planets and asteroids out there, and less than about 25,000 of them are named. And of course, it takes a lot of time to name everyone also, right? Every one of them, and they are, obviously they are being discovered as we speak, so the list is getting longer.
So yeah, it's a nomination process. We have to name things. This international group names them. So let me tell you a little bit about Professor Akella. He teaches at the University of Texas. He has PhD students. He says I think it's 20 PhD students at this time. And he also is responsible for helping figure out guidance on our spacecraft that are heading to the moon. So you remember we had a lunar lander that reached the moon for the first time in decades a few months ago. he was responsible for the guidance. Now, he pointed out guidance and navigation are not the same thing. Guidance is telling it calculations to make last minute, how to get it to these locations, how to land it on the spot, and navigations go to the moon. So he handles guidance.
Totally
He's
different.
very particular about this. Guidance is very different than navigation. So he helped design the system that handled that on that mission. He's handling the guidance on the next mission that's going there. And that one, he said, was really cool because you remember a few years ago we had a helicopter on Mars?
Yes.
So we were able to put a helicopter on Mars because there's a very thin atmosphere. There's something for it to interact with. The moon does not have an atmosphere. It's empty space. So they developed a hopper that's going to jump up in the air,
around.
move a little bit, land. It'll go a few meters and hundreds of meters, then miles and whatnot. So it's the Hubble transport things on the moon long distance. Helicopter, not as efficient, no atmosphere for it to work off of. So hopper is what we're going to do. And even if you watch old video of astronauts walking on the surface of the moon, they jump. So this is what they're doing. He's helping design the guidance system for that. So really cool. He was really appreciative of this naming and what it meant for him personally. I mean, he was very emotional when we spoke. You saw a little bit of it there in those two sound bites we put on for you. But yeah, fascinating guy. Super excited about this
Super
process.
cool.
You can
it is
nominate
a cosmic milestone for sure.
truly cosmic milestone. And we have an object that's named. It's named after a professor at the University of Texas, and he teaches at the Cockrell School of Engineering. He teaches PhD students there, and also he's playing a role in our return to the moon. So he has a big role in the space industry, and he's very insistent. He's part of a team. His parents, he was very thankful for them, for putting him through through school and helping him get to where he's at. His family, he was just so super fascinating guy. Very happy for him. Very cool. Anyone can be nominated for this. So you
Doesn't have to be a scientist.
Right, you just have to write something up. Actually, when we were talking, I was like, oh, I know who I would nominate if I nominated someone. I had someone in mind that popped up. My grandfather, who actually worked at NASA in the 60s. I was like, oh, he'd be actually a great person to nominate. I wonder how hard that process really is, how much paperwork there is, whatnot, is there a fee, that kind of thing.
That would be an awesome Christmas gift.
I know, right? That'd be pretty good. He passed away a few years ago, but my mom, I think, would be appreciative of it. Don't let her, she won't see this, it's fine. I won't tell her about this particular interview. We'll keep this one between us, you and all us and the audience here. My mom doesn't have to see this one this week. So
Don't tell her. Don't tell her.
No one tell my mom. But just in case, who knows? It could take a few years. I think this one does take a little bit of a process because it is a slow process. There's so many objects and there's so many names that get submitted, and they do take effort to review those names so that we don't have some random, dictator or something that pops up with an asteroid named after him. I don't know. I'm sure there's some stop gaps in there to prevent something horrific happening to a name. So yeah, pretty cool, and I'm really happy for Professor Akella. He was a very, very sweet man, and we have a lot of photos, and we're gonna show more on kxn.com, so you'll be able to check those out.
Yeah. So just like you mentioned, if you're interested in reading more on this cosmic milestone, visit our website, kxn.com, and you can find that probably on the homepage.
Yeah, I hope it's still on the homepage.
Yeah.
It better be. It better be. If it's not, I'm going to push it back on our homepage.
Yeah.
I have the power.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Eric.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Thank you.